Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Lorraine, my nickname is Rainey, and you can call me Rainey. This is part 4 in a 5-part series. I originally started with these 4 cloud studies, and then I decided to take each one and turn them into some little landscape. And so we finished those 2, and this is the one we're going to be working on today, the one in the bottom left. We're going to turn it into a little summer landscape. Now you can see the photo reference that I have up in the corner. The foreground is very, very dark, and so what I did was I took a picture of my picture with my camera, and then I could make an adjustment and I could see what was actually in the foreground more closely. So that's something we can use our phones as a tool to help us see a little bit better what's been recorded. And so this is a recap from the little video where I did all of these little cloud studies, and I wanted to include that here so you could see how I started. I made the grays with ultramarine blue and burnt sienna, and you see the burnt sienna and ultramarine blue, it's separated a little. There are some paints that have that property that will separate, and sometimes you might want to use it and sometimes you don't. I do wish that it hadn't separated in this particular case, but that's okay. We're troubleshooters when we're artists, and we will fix it. So I started off with the 2H pencil. I did a little light sketch of the little house where, that's going to be in the background. And now this whole section that I'm putting in now, the foreground and the middle ground, it's going to be very dark. I just wanted to frame and point to the lively and dramatic clouds that are above it. So I'm using a very, very dark green mixed with a lot of blue, because when you want something to push back in atmospheric distance, it loses some of the green and you end up with more blue. And this time I decided, since I'm not going to have any highlights in the trees themselves, I decided to do an underpainting on those trees of a purple. I thought, let me see how that works. I don't usually try that, but I'm getting to the point now where I'm trying to experiment more and more instead of staying safe. Now, you might not consider that a risky move, but I'll tell you, for me, that's a risky move. And I wanted to see what would happen. So next time maybe I'll put pink under it, or bright yellow or something. But the one thing I guess I wanted to emphasize here is don't be afraid to put paint on paper and see what happens. There's not that much invested. You've got a little time invested, and we are learning, and we are building a library of information that we're going to use in the next painting. So I would say jump in, the water's fine. And so in this painting, I didn't really like 100% the way the clouds were, so they weren't undefined, especially down toward the horizon. So I tried to do a little repair job on those. And then I did, you see right here, trying to cover over that little spot of burnt sienna where the paint separated. If I was going to do this painting from start to finish while I was doing that, the original cloud study, the original clouds, I would have made some adjustments while that paint was wet. But that's okay. What we do is we just try to change it as we move forward. And so here's the final. The whole thing took, I think, 21 minutes and 20 seconds. So it's a small investment to finish a little painting, and then you can say, I'm done. Good or bad, I'm done. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Take care. Go be creative.